Apologies, I'm a visual learner. I think with my fingers and I need to draw. I am not an Agile coach, so please bear with me. I am an Agile testing coach, if I wanted to make up a title right now. So I am a software tester. I've been doing this for about 14, 15 years. And I had the pleasure of meeting Declan for the first time a few years ago. I attended a presentation he was giving on Agile development, and it was really interesting to see and hear the focus solely on programming and programmers and how they're going to build this. And this Agile movement is about improving the way developers work. And the difficulty I had is that we have all these existing testers. How do we integrate them into this process? And they were completely excluded from the process. So what we didn't have was a way of adjusting and updating the practices for all of development. We didn't have that. We were having focus on just the developers or the programmers. And so what we're having here is this disconnect, because as I observed the testing practices, they were focused on a waterfall process. They take these requirements, they write these test cases, and then they wait for the system to be delivered. And at this point, if you guys are doing Agile, the specs might be completely out of date by the time the software is delivered. What happens to the testers with these test cases that they've written? They're absolutely useless. There's been a movement in the last 10 years parallel to Agile on exploratory testing. Some of you may have heard of this. But now the question is, these project managers love to manage the performance and the progress of testers using these test cases, these arbitrary units of whatever they are. How do you now measure exploratory testing? How do you measure someone's progress? How are they proceeding, and just how are they working? How are they completing their charters, their missions? So there has been someone by the name of Jonathan and James Bach had developed this method called session-based test management. And it's interesting because up until a few minutes ago, I'd never heard of Dave Rooney. Apologies if I should know him. There's some basic elements. You need a charter, and it's a time-boxed unit of time. So as he talked about core hours, a time box is a period of time that you allocate to focus solely on your testing mission. And that may be about 90 minutes, and you produce a reviewable result. You keep these notes, and those notes can be debriefed later by a senior test lead or the test manager or whoever it happens to be. But this is a cool way of managing exploratory testing because now it's more dynamic, it's more flexible. These time boxes, 90 minutes, can be spread throughout the day.